I don't have the discipline to put 30% into a fund that's just going to sit there to just pay Uncle Sam. Get out of here,
You're
dog.
like, I could buy a house. Yeah, I'll
there's
just file
no
an
way.
extension.
I'll just make more money later.
Ruslan.
Before we get into that, guys, my name is Ruslan, and this channel exists to encourage you to mastermind your business the master's way. All right, now let's get into the video. If you knew then what you knew now, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in the equation. I'm going to ask Zach the question.
I knew you'd do that.
All right, Zach started out as an aspiring filmmaker, transitioned into being an aspiring YouTuber, and then built a freelance YouTube business and was doing fairly well at the age of 21. Okay, so if you knew then what you knew now, what would you have done different?
Okay, I got a whole thing.
You got a whole thing.
I got
All
a whole
right.
book in my head that I'm actually excited to share. Oh man, well, if I knew then what I knew now, well, I would say. When I started on my freelance, it was my skill, monetizing that skill, and that was my business.
Okay.
That was everything.
Okay.
Every dollar that came in was my income. And so I then continued down that path. And the logical conclusion of the path of being a freelancer, of being a, running my own business, was that I didn't pay taxes. I never hired somebody to help me.
You tried though, didn't you?
No, I never did. I was in turmoil. I was owning my job. And while it was great, I actually really enjoyed it. It was fun. If there's two major lessons in hindsight.
This is good stuff. Taxes, accounting, and scaling. Keep going.
So the two biggest things is if I knew then what I know now, I would not take what I'm getting paid for as my income. I would take that as business revenue.
That's good.
20% immediately goes to taxes, is put off into a separate bank account. Another percentage, let's say 50%, 40%, is towards fulfillment. So either I pay myself that if I'm not making enough money at the time, or I pay another person that, and then I'm left with 20, 50, 30% profit, which is a standard profit margin for businesses. Now, it's a digital business. I could probably get that into like a more of a 50% profit margin.
Sure.
But that's what I would do. And so I wouldn't take a $1,000 client and make $1,000. I would take an $1,000 client, make $300, and then scale that up. Try to get a $2,000 client and make $600 profit, but have other people fulfilling the stuff for me and doing the marketing and all that stuff myself. Having taxes set aside. That is the only scalable way to have a business. If you are, not you, let's catch myself. Because I was a freelancer that called myself a business owner, I had no clue that I actually wasn't a business owner. Because a business owner is someone that can outsource. A business owner is someone that can pay their taxes. A business owner is someone that has a net profit and has expenses. And I didn't keep track of any of those things. I didn't do those things, and I didn't scale. And so I was the bottleneck to my own situation. So if I knew then what I knew now, I would take way less money, scale it faster, so that when I'm personally making, let's say $10,000 a month, the business in a whole is actually doing a couple $100,000 a year. And then that's just more sustainable. So that's a lot, but and then just pay your taxes. Yeah, you're not entitled to all the money that comes in. But I know I still know freelancers who are doing this, and I told them a year ago, don't do this. I promise you, it's hire as soon as you can.
Do you think that implementing an S Corp and QuickBooks earlier on, like just biting the bullet, $200 a month, S Corp, QuickBooks, forcing yourself to pay your personal self a salary with taxes coming out month to month, you think that would have been better? I almost feel like I waited way too long to do that.
And you like this system now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because there's a clear separation of Ruslan money versus King's Dream, Bless God money.
I would also have a business account.
Taxes come out.
Yeah.
I've always had business.
I didn't have a business account. It was just in. It was just, that's my money. That's my income.
Oof, yeah.
And so there was a hard like separation of like, oh, I owe taxes.
Because I don't have the discipline to put 30% into a fund that's just gonna sit there to just pay Uncle Sam. Get out of here,
You're
dog.
like, I could buy a house. Yeah, I'll just
no
file
way.
an extension.
I'll just make more money later. There's
Yes.
no way. It's terrible.
I'm definitely the make more money later guy. I also didn't have the discipline or the maturity to take less money. Like I just saw that, oh, the $2,000 check from this client, and like that's my income. I made $2,000 this month, and like I didn't have the maturity to separate that. And it's not that I knew to do those things and I didn't do them, which I feel a lot worse. I just didn't know. So in hindsight, I'm like, I truly didn't know. I would not do it this way.
Yeah.
I'm getting close to. I'm going to get my hats embroidered.
There you go.
And I'm not taking profit for a fat minute, probably first year. It's literally just going to be like reinvest, creating a retained earnings, paying taxes, doing that whole thing, and then eventually taking revenue.
Yeah, someone said I was more of a creative than a businessman.
John 5:24, Jesus says, "Those who believe my message and believe in God who sent me will have eternal life. They will never be condemned for their sins because they have already passed from death to life." And that is the exact theme of our latest collection, the Death to Life collection, available now through Sunday. So get yours now before it's gone forever over at blessgod.shop. I'll see you over there. Peace.
Walter, as a creative, you can't afford to not be a businessman, bro. Yeah. Because you will be taken advantage of. If you don't know your business, you might as well, you might as well just go get a job. That's safer, and then go be but you still need the skills, and you still need those skills to develop the ability to be an entrepreneur in someone else's organization. Because if you just want to be a creative, most jobs will just take advantage of you.
Yes. And that's the other thing. I wish, if I knew then what I knew now, I later eventually learned the skill of consistency and like scheduling and hard work. Back then though, and this is what a lot of freelancers do, is that if they're creatives and they're kind of spacey, they schedule their hours of work. And if they get through, like I would get 3 hours of work done and be like, that was a good stretch. And then I would go somewhere else with my wife. She worked at the church. We go to the church. I walk the dog to the beach, come back another hour and a half done. And I would have days where it was like, oh, like a 5-hour workday was like a regular thing. And now just in hindsight, I'm like, one, how amazing. Like how fun was that? And I didn't even know it. Like so much freedom, such a wonderful time. But two, I would never do that again. I would get a workspace. I would have an office. I would have schedule hours of like, I am not to be interrupted. And I would still outsource, but I would work on things that would generate more revenue. And a lot of creatives, a lot of freelancers, because I mean, we've talked about this, like sitting down to edit video for 8 hours a day is harder than sitting down to like schedule emails or think of a video idea and shoot a video. You know what I'm saying? Like, but shooting a video can also be very difficult, but like meetings and stuff like that. And so it's fine that I couldn't do 8 hours of editing in one big spurt, but I usually would have to because I would put it off so long that I would just be like, now I'm sitting here grinding it out.
That's good.
I would have a better schedule.
Yeah, that's good, man. I think the pro of doing what we do is it does daily non-negotiable deliverables. So like a stream is happening Monday through Thursday, no matter what. And I think that could be the allure of creative work in other capacities. If you don't have daily deliverables and you're just like, I got a week to do this project.
It's so bad, dude.
So bad.
It's so bad.
And so so my advice and everything you just said, I would just glue it all together and figure out a way to hack your day so that there's daily things you have to deliver to someone besides you.
100%.
And so this is why like this has been such a blessing is like I'm going to be live 4 times a week. I'm going to deliver videos. Stuff is going to get done. And that is, I think, what keeps us accountable to the output that we have is that every day videos are getting uploaded. You know what I mean?
100%. I think to your point, scheduling, and that goes back to my hard work thing. And that's like a practical way to actually
Force yourself to work hard.
And have, because otherwise you're like, oh, I'm going to work hard today. It's like, what does that mean? You don't have any non-negotiables to do. If you need to give yourself non-negotiables, the good one is Alex Hormozi talks about the rule of 100s. So 100 minutes of content creation a day, 100 reach outs a day, and $100 on ads a day. Obviously, you can modify those if you're not in a spot where you're doing $100 on ads a day, which a lot of people aren't.
Ads is crazy.
But from a small business perspective, 100 minutes of
creative
content
work.
creation, and then 100 reach outs per day. And that might be more sales top heavy, but that's what creating non-negotiables would look like. You find what's my hundreds that I'm going to do every day, like 100 minutes of content creation, 100 minutes of editing, 100 minutes of DMing people, 100 minutes of research, 100 minutes of working on the store and emails and marketing. And then by the end of that, you have 4 non-negotiables, 100, the rule of 100s, and you got a full workday.
That's good. I love that. Nicole said, what do you guys think about 3 remote jobs that each pay 6 figures? So this is what a lot of people in like tech are doing because so many jobs are tech autonomous. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you're a contractor, that's fine. But if you're like a full-time employee at 3 different jobs and they're expecting 40 hours from you or 35 hours or 30 hours from you, I think that's pretty foul.
What if they say, we're not a clock in, clock out company. We're just a get your work done company.
I mean, again, what does a contract say? Is the contract you are a full-time employee, you're expected to be here 30 hours a week?
Yep.
I think if that's the contract, then you need to honor that contract. But if you're doing, all of a sudden you're squeezing in 80 hours of work into 30 hours of work, that's super sus to me. I feel like there's something unethical going on there.
Or you're going to miss, you're going to get sloppy, you're going to mess something up.
5:24, Jesus says, those who believe my message and believe in God who sent me will have eternal life. They will never be condemned for their sins because they have already passed from death to life. And that is the exact theme of our latest collection, the Death to Life collection, available now through Sunday. So get yours now before it's gone forever over at blessgod.shop. I'll see you over there. Peace. Hey, thank you so much for watching that video. Guys, I believe that one of the best ways you can build a business is by first building a platform online. So Zach Sparazzo put together a free training for you on the #1 metric you can be looking for to explode your YouTube platform. Click the link in the pinned comment below so you can start that now. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.